How's it going, everyone? Yerba Mate Dude here, except that my YouTube name is not actually Yerba Mate Dude anymore. It doesn't matter anyways. Really guys, today's video is very important to make because we're going to be talking about Altai language. And Altai language might actually be the world's highest frequency language. On a new testing with my healer with the native name of Altai, Altai Til, we have discovered that this Turkic language is at the 730 on the Hawkins scale, which means that this language is essentially salvation of humanity. It just is. It's pure ultimate consciousness. It's ineffable, you know. These are the characteristics of the Enlightenment frequency. And so Altai, I picked up on Altai very quickly over the past week. Now I am speaking it. The longest conversation that I can do in it will be maybe 5 minutes. That's just because I lack a lot of vocabulary, but I've memorized all the grammar cases, all of the, pretty much most of the verb conjugations, like the past, future, present, as well as if or when or these kind of inflections. Altai is just an unbelievable language. I mean, you know, like I can see why this language is at the Enlightenment frequency, because mostly I just feel how unbelievable this language really is. Like, and Altai is not the only language at the Enlightenment frequency. I also tested Sanskrit and Hebrew to be at that frequency too, except that they did not get as high as Altai. You know, Hebrew was at flat 700, and then Sanskrit was at 712. So, you know, Altai is 730, so, you know, it's a little bit higher than those two. And there's probably a lot of reasons for that. I mean, Altai lacks a lot of words, but instead Altai really, like, you feel the like inflection of one word to make a feeling for what you're trying to say. For example, in Altai we have the word amur, but it means peace or tranquility, and we also can use it as peaceful or peacefulness. There's no reason for us to make it too complicated. It's just very simple. A lot of how we say good or describing good feelings can actually just be described with one word, which is jaksha. We can inflect this with many different expressions, such as kandi jaksha, right? We can do lots of things to, you know, express the feeling of how good it really is. And so anyways, and the thing is that this language, a lot of people don't know how to explain their language. And when I was trying to figure out the difference between the future and the present tense, I was really confused. So basically, I heard turum and turarum, and I was trying to think about it, and I was sort of, and then I just realized, you know what? I just have to be this language and stop trying to think about what it really is. It just is. So, and so another thing about it is that it gives you these unbelievable feelings, like when you speak it. So, for example, right now my conversational level is low, but my ability to read people's text when they send it to me is pretty high. I think the Kyrgyz language is decently similar to Altai. I mean, they're both Kipchak languages, but, well, that's debatable. You know, I don't really think that this is a Siberian Turkic language like Yakut or Tuvan. This is definitely a Kipchak language. It's because of the suffixes, the grammar suffixes. I think the vocabulary tends to be a little bit more Siberian, but I think that's also very Kipchak. But the difference is that it's just more simple. I mean, like, you don't have to, like, for example, a lot of it is just pure mathematics, like a lot of, you know, sort of sacred geometry. Like, it's sort of A lot of these languages, though, have a lot of that. You know, you can see a lot of geometry sort of stuff, like sacred geometry. There's some sort of harmony as well, whether it be how Sanskrit and Hebrew have the genders, or whether it's Altai with its vowel harmony. But a lot of the language is just coming from, you know, like something higher than us. We can feel it, you know, that this language is sort of like it comes from mushrooms, or it's like in the DMT experience, you'll, you know, talk to entities in these languages. In fact, I had one DMT trip where I saw the Altai Kai band, and they were in my trip, but then I didn't understand it at the time, because that experience was focused on Chuvash, which is at the peace frequency, not the enlightenment frequency. But I mean, peace is also included, you know, within the realm of the heavens. You know, we have the joy, the love, the peace, the enlightenment. But, you know, this Altai Kai band was in that experience. I remember, you know, seeing these people, you know, and I couldn't put my finger on it, who they were. And then, you know, when I started studying Altai, I looked at one of their album covers and I said to myself, yep, they are there. They're there. But for them, it's endogenous, you know. The Altai endogenously release their DMT through shamanic drumming, through, of course, language itself, the Altai language, which is infused with, you know, a lot of sounds that are very high frequency. We have the throat singing, of course, and these elements bring of a lot of what we would consider the enlightenment, you know, feelings, and transcendence is what it is. I feel called to spread this information because I believe that if people start learning a language like this, of course it'll save us. This language saves us, you know. I just think that I've never really discovered anything like Altai before. It's like the first time you find a language, it's so unbelievable how this language is, you know. And so, but that being said, though, you know, when I tested it with the English name, it was at the joy frequency. As you know, it's just very crazy, because I think that English really lowers the frequency of these languages. I mean, even Sanskrit, you know, jumping from peace to enlightenment, you know, when we test it with the native name, or Hebrew, same thing, going from joy to enlightenment. You know, I think that all three of these languages, I know, they're very enlightening. I mean, with all these languages, you get access to geometry, to the heavens, the infinite source, you know. And Hebrew also has something with three sort of things like going on, just as Altai does, a lot of these like 3-letter word roots, you know. And I also know Hebrew has that as well, like a 3-letter verb root. And so essentially, you know, we don't know why things exist like this when languages achieve these frequencies. We don't know why. It just is the way it is, you know. The ultimate consciousness, you know, you think less about why, but more about what. And it's just really cool, you know, like that feeling in a language, you know, is just unbelievable, you know. You can get that. So anyways, whoever wants to, you know, contact me and learn Altai for free, let me know, because I'm ready to tutor anybody. and I'm ready to get you guys in contact with all the people I know who are very, very gracious enough to spread their language with me. Really, guys, if the Turks had a language, and I'm not a Turk, you know, at least not in this lifetime, but if the Turks have a language, guys, it's got to be Altai. You know, Turkish, it's just not Altai. You know, it's just not really that high frequency. Turkish is a very prideful language. It's not very high frequency. Turkish took, you know, a language like Altai and decided that it wasn't good enough, you know? No, Altai just is. You don't need to do anything to it, alright? You know, so yeah, so for one example, I thought with that amur word, we could do amurlu for like peaceful, right? We add the lu suffix because there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of adjectives that add lu or du or these things to the end, right? Just like in Kyrgyz and Kazakh. It's not like that. It's really not like that. You just, like, sometimes it is, and when it's not, it's not. Like, peace is peaceful, right? And we know that peaceful is peacefulness, you know, like, this is how complicated English is, you know? So join my shit, come to my side here, and let's learn some Altai, alright? Because I'm telling everyone, this is the language that's gonna save humanity, alright? Well, Hebrew and Altai, and Sanskrit can too. Pick one of those languages, you know? Pick an enlightening language. It'll save your soul. Alright? So, that's my message today. So, I hope I might have encouraged you to get on the Altai path. Anyways, I'm telling you about it. No one's gonna stop me. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Bye-bye.